Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to some more Geopolitical Simulator 4 Power and Revolution with our North Korea playthrough, also known as Better Korea. We are at war with South Korea. Continuing on, we've taken a large portion of the northeast state here, but forces kind of hitting a roadblock as we've been cyber attacked. So I have absolutely no control of my army. You can see current cyber attacks. I literally cannot give any orders. But the good news is that we managed to, list of conflicts between two participants. This is no good. So the good news is that we've managed to get North Korea to ally us. Oh, China and South Korea having battles down here. That's interesting. Yeah, so Russia's allied us. It's going to be whether or not they actually end up joining the war or not. And believe it or not, I don't think I have any way to actually ask them. I don't think. Attack, defend, go to war, siding with this country, create a military alliance, propose a peace treaty to a country, surrender to a country. If I click create a military alliance between Russia and North Korea, it just doesn't, because we've already done that. So it's going to be whether or not they join now that we have an alliance. I don't know if they are. I'm not sure. I've never been in a situation where I've already been at war and had somebody ally me. But yeah, we're kind of waiting for the cyber attack here to end. And it's pretty rough. Can I do anything here to help stop it? Doesn't look like it. We managed our network to try and prepare for a cyber attack, but we haven't heard anything back yet. How's that terrorist organization doing? Infiltrating still in progress. Cybersecurity. So we don't want to launch a cyber attack until we can combat it. Cyber analysts, I believe, help to prevent it, or at least can help with that. So why don't we get ourselves a bunch of cyber analysts to kind of help fight this off? It's like super cheap. Special international agents. We could get another 20 of them. At least then we can drop them in South Korea when that ticks by.
The city has full.
Oh, we gotta wait for the budget to roll over though. We just got a bunch of forces literally sitting here like trying to defend themselves with no way to actually do it. And yeah, research went up because I actually boosted my budget here. So it's really just a matter of time now. Hopefully we can get more military upgrades is what we need. Better tanks would be nice. All of this is in progress right now. It takes military and it takes industry, it looks like. Yep, it does. Alright. So we're a ways away from getting anything like this. A lot of really crazy stuff down the line, though. Robotics and space engineering. There's all sorts of cool stuff in research. Research is pretty important. You usually want to try to max it out. I should have maxed it out earlier. It might not have made a big difference in this, but it could definitely help. We've called up the reservists. We might be doing a general mobilization and trying to call forth
our task force.
Yeah, reservists summoned. The army now has a total force of 696,000 men. So we finished the operation of calling the reservists forward. Is it gonna be enough? We have 695,000. Russia's only got an army of 875 or 70,000. I know that they have a significantly larger 155. Wow, our ranking's so low that boy. All right. That's because of the war. Russia's got pretty decent tech, military tech, so I'm really hoping they'll join the war.
It must be conceded that there is a stalemate between the two armies.
Well, that's good. At least there's a stalemate between us and the U.S. I don't see any U.S. forces out here right now, though, so they... Other than a container ship that's moving through the water, I seem to be sending forces someplace. I've got jets going. Conflict, North Korea, United States. We have a conflict going on here. Saipan, interesting. Yeah, I've got forces coming down here. Commandos going to drop in behind enemy lines. Alright, well, I'll just let them do their thing, I guess.
The household person.
Dramatic increase in extreme poverty. Nice. Return to Earth achieved. So I guess our space research is doing really good. Let's patent that. And, wow. Okay. Construction of a space probe. So this is all involving space stuff, which eventually ticks over. The I'm just gonna get patents for all of it. Okay. Wow. Let me look at the space research thing real quick. I'm not investing money in it, but we seem to be doing great. Can we put a man on the moon? Nice. All right. Well, that's kind of cool. Supporting human life. We haven't gotten the construction of habitations yet, though. But we've got return to Earth. Well, maybe we do want to increase our budget for the space stuff. What would it cost us? That's nothing. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. I guess we'll, I don't know, build a base on the moon. Jesus. We could get money. There's money to be made in space. Let me take a look here. We can launch satellites for one. Space telescope, the space station, space habitation module, the human space flight program. Mars, there's a mission to Mars. Who has that? China has a mission to Mars they want to do. Earth has Mars 2020. Space Y mission to Mars. I know who Space Y is. So maybe we can do some of this stuff, I guess. I'm not 100% sure with how all the space stuff works, if I could be perfectly honest. Okay, we really need the cyber attack to end. I guess I might as well just fast forward. I can't do anything right now with my military. We can fast forward and take a look at the budget. 8.61. Let me drop some money in dilapidated housing. We need to not make sure that the war doesn't prevent our economy from coming to a halt, but I also need to make sure that the war doesn't prevent... Okay, down to 9% inflation, that's good. The war doesn't prevent us from doing our civic duty of at least still continuing to take care of our citizens, especially if they're having things like unemployment issues, which the unemployment rate is skyrocketing up to 7%. So we're going to go ahead and bump these up now. Space research, at least giving us some happy bonuses. Cost of war, 573 million. Well, that's cheaper than it was before. Yeah, South Korea at this point just mopping up our forces now that we have no control of our army. The cyber attack. They're literally just cleaning us up.
The city has fallen.
They're gonna force us out, and then it's gonna get ugly. And here comes the US. Nope, it's a container ship. Still haven't seen the US. We do have more forces coming in from China, but I kind of have a feeling that they've given up. I thought that their military would be a lot more useful, but they don't seem to be really sending... Honestly, if I can be fair, I really thought China was going to make a larger impact on this war. And they're not. I don't even think they're really committing. They have 2.1 million soldiers still. They've hardly committed their army to helping me. They're sending 6 people. 8. I mean, it's ridiculous. Oh, fuck, thank God. Thank God we've reestablished communications, but by now most of our forces have been destroyed. Right, organization being dismantled. Exterior. Managed networks. We still haven't gotten our agents hired. Alright, what can we do to turn this around? We're losing this city now. And for the most part, we're losing the war. South Korea has decided not to help. And I'm running out of soldiers. Because the soldiers I had... Oh, I can't even... Okay, finally got control of them. Okay, hold on. South Korea wants a peace treaty. Scientific discovery, okay. Debt to be paid by South Korea to North Korea. So South Korea is offering to pay us $349 million for 4 years. So we either accept this peace treaty, temporary peace treaty, and we build up our army and our research, or we keep fighting and we lose the war. We will lose the war. Or we drop a nuke. Or we accept the peace treaty, build up our military, drop a nuke, and then go back to war. I'm going to accept the peace treaty. We seem to be doing really good in space right now. Now that I've done all this stuff. I wonder if this will make any type of space habitation modules. How's research looking in general? Now that I've cranked up research all the way, looking pretty good actually. And space research doing good as well now that I've got this cranked up. Now maybe we'll focus on space. So is the war going to end here? Because we don't have any more troops.
The city has fallen.
Our boys did a good job. The city has been totally clean.
The city has...
I don't think the war's ended. Or it's just taking a while. Cost of the war against the United States, $124 million.
It is inadmissible. A fire of criminal...
Okay.
Get a statement.
We had another terrorist attack. The organization's still being dismantled. The war appears to not be ending. Oh, it is ending. Everybody's going home. There's still some shooting going on, but everybody is actually going home. As far as I can tell. End of war, United States, South Korea. The United States and South Korea have just signed a durable peace treaty and are pleased with the full end of hostilities. Therefore, do you wish for us to cease the conflict with the United States and propose them a peace treaty as well? Accept. Everybody's returning home. Okay, so. Okay, that did not go nearly as well as I thought it was. That was pretty rough. We need to take a little bit of time to rebuild and then reattack. We did take out a very large portion of the northeast of their country. We did a lot of damage to their military bases. They've got a lot of rebuilding to do. Air bases destroyed, naval bases destroyed. You can already see they're starting to try to rebuild. So. And nobody paying anything to the United States. Agreement signed. Government waste. Whatever. We we've got China and Russia allied with us. Now, Russia didn't join the war, and a big part of that, I think, is because they allied us after the war had already started. So we have a peace treaty, but we can break it at any point. So we're going to go right back to war with South Korea here in a bit, but I'm going to take the time to rebuild up our army and replenish our troops. Something else to keep in mind is we're still, I believe, technically at war with we're still technically at war with other countries, but I'm not going to let that get to us. All right, we've got a bunch of industries I want to boost. I'm pretty sure our military is completely just destroyed. Yeah, we've got no more tanks hardly. Most everybody's dead. So we've got to recruit more soldiers. Probably let the reservists go temporarily. No, Jesus, we got to rebuild like big time. Oh boy. So legislation, declare martial law, manage arms embargoes, abolish national service. Contact the black market. Send reservists back to their homes. Confirm. So we'll get the reservists out of here. We're gonna contact the black market. Do they sell? What do they sell? One-off quantity of Valium purchase. Conventional submarines, fighter planes, tanks, and armored vehicles. What level of these? Like, what are these? How many? 1,000? How much does that cost? Are you kidding me? No. No. We could buy military equipment from countries like Russia now that they allied us. Except they don't have an interest. They don't have a time to meet. We could buy Chinese equipment. We could take a look at it at least. Oh, meeting canceled.
The pretext used is that domestic affairs currently.
Okay, so he's focused on whatever. Something else, more important. Okay, what a mess. Vietnam, Thailand, other countries that I had talked about allying. So we've got Russia and China in an alliance. Let's start improving relations with other countries in the region that could help us out. I had talked about Taiwan. Vietnam as well. Let's work on... Well, actually, best way to work on relations is to give foreign aid. Who needs aid right now? Taiwan doesn't. Pakistan, let's see, Lithuania, Japan. I doubt we can get Japan on our side. But what if we could? Let's see if we can at least butter them up a bit with some financial aid. We'll give them financial aid for that and the tsunami. Let's just see. I don't think we're going to get Japan on our side. But we might be able to turn them around a little bit. Okay. Alright, why don't you guys return home? I think we're still technically at war with some countries. We never signed a peace treaty with countries like Great Britain or anything. So we've kind of got that going on.
Our fellow
People in poverty going down.
It's true that the blue...
Ooh, nuclear missile manufacturing. Okay. We're just patenting stuff, technology right now. Nuclear missiles. I mean, we already kind of have some we've made. Alright, let me go to our industry here. There's things that we need, tanks and stuff. In fact, I just want to take a look at our tank production. Fighter planes, drones, satellites we're not producing, helicopters, nuclear submarines. So I think we want to privatize all of that. What about tanks, though? Where are tanks? Is that not under industry? It'd have to be. What's it considered then? It's not vehicle? I didn't think so. Thought tanks was actually its let's see, other surface, so that's surface ships. Fighter planes. So you got aeronautical construction, aircraft carrier, void. Armored pickup trucks. Don't think that that's technically tanks. Conventional submarines. Missile launchers. Ah, right there, tanks. Tanks and armored vehicles, void. Alright, so we're going to go to tanks and armored vehicles and we're going to privatize that and see if we can get that industry to take off on its own or something. Because I think total workforce, there's no manpower here. I can shove manpower and try to grow it that way. I don't gain anything from privatizing it because it doesn't even exist. It's not even a factor. But if I privatize it, then I can't increase. What happens if I increase workforce? It's expensive. Alright, we're going to privatize it and see what happens. Yep, we're going to privatize that. We're also going to privatize a couple other stuff. Surface ships. I'm hoping that these will grow on their own then and start making me some stuff. Drones. Fighter planes. Because we need to get a much larger war industry going. Alright, and then I'd like to subsidize tanks and armored vehicles. $20 million. Alright, let's just see how that goes. Boy, look at all the bases. Public finance, but the industry sector doing good. Public sector, whatever. We're going to see if it grows regardless. Still got a good budget excess. We're probably going to be able to get something going here soon. Inflation's doing fine. And then we'll have to let time tick by. It's going to take some time for us to be able to track these. But eventually, I'm hoping we'll be able to come into here and check the industry info and see if things like tanks and stuff eventually start becoming something that we're producing. We won't know until we check. Aircraft carrier would be cool. But okay. We have a happiness increase. I can't imagine. It's probably just because the war's over and stuff. Hey, we're back up to 126. That's actually not bad. So we jumped up quick. I think we were 132 before the war.
Our scientific cell infiltrated an important research center.
Yeah, definitely trying to deal with the research thing here too. Alright, our meeting with the Vietnamese president. See if we can get a military alliance. Yeah, I didn't think so. He technically doesn't like us. yet. Or he does like, he's mutual, kind of. Alright, we're not going to worry about it. Send the meeting. We'll have to do something there.
The decree takes it.
Okay, perfect. So, yeah. Everything's been nationalized. Now it's just going to be a matter of waiting to see what happens.
The decree takes.
And whether or not that has an effect on us. I could take this down too. What the heck's this? Cyber attack? 109 million? Oh my god.
It must be conceded that there is a stalemate between the two.
Yeah, we're still at war with the United Kingdom. But they can't really get to us, so that's why... I mean, they can, but they just haven't done it.
Our protection system.
Power blackout. That's rough. I could probably end some of these. We'll see if we hear from them.
The decree takes.
Okay. All right. What? Are you kidding me? Okay, fine. Whatever.
We have identified the source, and there is no question. It is that country at war with us who launched this attack.
The United States is responsible. Well, we're not at war with them anymore, but maybe they already had started it before we ended the war? I don't know.
Our network.
And we're losing South Korean agents. Alright, well now's a good place to end it off. So unfortunately, we ended the war with South Korea. If we kept going that route, it was just going to result in us dying. South Korea was eventually going to start pushing north into our territory. With the full backing of the U.S. Army, I don't think that we would have stood a chance. And China, frankly, wasn't really helping us that much. They tossed a few troops here and there, and that was about it. So what I'm hoping we'll do is we're going to build our army up. We're not that far off from going back to war. But this will give us an opportunity to at least recruit new soldiers. You can see that, you know, our actual number of career soldiers is at 72,000, was our objective is 262. So we need to get these numbers a little bit higher. Number of reservists is severely low. We had like 600,000 reservists. Now we got 258,000. And then trying to get like all our tanks rebuilt. That's going to be a large part of it as well. So hopefully getting those industries taken off so we can utilize it. We do have Russia as an ally now. So hopefully they will actually make the opportunity to go to war with South Korea again. And then the next time I go to war with South Korea, probably just going to go ahead and drop a nuke right on Seoul, because why not? So we'll try to see if we can do that as well. In the next one, we'll drop the nuke and then we'll go to war. That'd be kind of interesting. So with that being said, though, we'll leave it off here. Thank you all for joining me. I hope that you've enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you next time.